CYM Blue. This is a format that you can use for training, your practice sessions, that's indirectly going to help directly, well, it's going to solve your problem, right? Because your problem is that they don't follow up on their shots, and they don't, so they're not getting rebounds, right? So one thing Doug Nevins used to say is he'd scream out every single time that there's a shot on goal. He made it a habit of screaming out the word rebound as a reminder for rebound, to a point where the whole team would be saying it out loud when finishing on goal. But this practice routine it's so simple, yet it's so effective, and it's elegant because you do the same thing every practice, right? It's warm-up, possession, finishing on goal, crossing and finishing, and then playing to big goals that are brought very close together on a small field. And then when you're playing, and then when you have them brought very close together, what you're actually training for is rapidly going from change of possession, right? You're going from offense to defense to offense again, right? So and when you're playing to big goals, you want to have split your whole team up into three. And the reason why this is super important is because if you just have two teams playing against each other and one team scores, there's nothing that happens, right? Like there's nothing won and nothing gained besides the point. But if you split your whole team up into three teams, even if the teams are very small, it's still super effective, because then you do king of the hill style. Because I know me, I love playing, right? So I hate losing. So if you get knocked off, right, that's the incentive to not get knocked off or to knock another team off. That's why it's important that you do three teams playing, three different teams rotating, playing to big goals. And the third reason why it's super important is because you could put the team that's sitting out on the outside as bumper players with one touch, right, as neutral players, and this keeps them engaged because they want to get on the field. So they're going to be tuned in and not they're going to help. They want to help both teams beat each other, right? Because the faster they do that, then the faster they can get back on and be playing. So one more time: warm up, possession, finishing on goal, crossing and finishing, and then playing to big goals, small field, king of the hill style, right? So for crossing and finishing, you want two serving lines. You could do two serving lines on the outside, and then two finishing lines on the inside. The finishing lines, they do a zig, they cross, right? They cross, they make an X on goal, so the one that's near goes far and the far goes near, and then you have alternating serving lines. So for example, let's say your line on the right goes, and then you'd have he pushes the ball out, and then he looks to, or she looks to cross it in, and then two attackers go at the same time. So there's three players going, and then the next time, now the left side goes with two players, right? That zigzag and finish on goal. For finish on goal, Doug, right, Coach Nevins would say, Slotsville, right? Slotsville is a hard and low driven ball into the side netting, right? So ideally it's a shot, but it's more tucking the ball in the goal in a smooth fashion. So you're just drilling the ball low and hard towards the side netting, right? Because that's super hard for goalkeepers to save. If it's low and hard, that's very hard to save. And plus, if it's low and hard, you can't go under the goal, but you can miss up top, right? You can miss over and you can miss wide, but you can't miss under. So that's why low and hard, it's hard to save. And then he would go from, so he would start with Slotsville, and then he'd say Volleysville. We do Volleysville next. So he'd be standing. Sorry, I gotta sneeze. He'd be standing facing the goal, and the whole line would line up right next to him, and he would have the player face him, right? He's facing the goal, right? So if you're the coach, you're facing the goal, your player is facing you, the line is to your side, your player hands you the ball, you throw the ball over their head, they turn around, and with one bounce, they catch it out of the air, snap, volleysville, nice volley, get that good contact, and get the snap, right? The snap is when it's that perfect contact where you see that volley go up and down. And then possession, right? You could do classic possession, two teams playing possession against each other, and they need 5 passes to score. They need 5 passes to score a point. Or you could do, if this is B middle school, this is a B team middle school. Even 4 or 5 passes in an ideally a smaller than normal area, not too small, but smaller than your whole field, right? Because what you're encouraging when you make the field small is for them to maximize their time and space. So right, because it's rapid decision making. If you shrink the field, they're gonna have to make decisions quicker and because if you had a bigger field, you'd have more time and more space. So on a smaller field, they have to make faster decisions, and they can get more touches. So you get more players linking up, and I think it's just more fun if it's on a smaller field for whatever reason, right? So for the last time, right, and the reason why. The reason why this is an effective strategy for what you're talking about is because one, you're going to get more scoring opportunities in theory because this routine it's all the essential things teams have to do to win games. You have to keep the ball, you have to finish on goal, and it's nice getting some finishing off crosses is lots of fun, and then it's just playing. It's like it's your ability to cultivate a high level competition within your team. And if you could do that, if the level of the competition within your team is greater than any team that you play, then you're gonna have a great season. So give some of those things a try, and reach out with any questions. Oh, and another reason is because I just love playing so much. And when you're playing in that last part, when it's the 3 teams rotating on one field, King of the Hill style, you don't want to get knocked off. So you're going to get those rebounds, right? And that's what's going to really that's what's really going to help your team improve their ability to score rebounds and follow up if they don't, right? Because if one person doesn't mark up when you bring the big goals in close, if one person doesn't mark up, then there's going to be an open opportunity to get a shot on goal, and there's going to be a lot of shots on goal because they're so close together, right? Hopefully this helps. Reach out with any questions. All right, thank you.